So we're 48 hours away from week one when the Chargers will face off against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I can't help but just feeling very anxious because I think this game will tell the story of the Chargers season. It's week one, and this is as healthy as the Bolts will be the rest of the way. Yes, I understand Rashawn Slater is out for the season. We talked yesterday about how, hey, look, I get Slater is an absolute superstar. He's the best left tackle in football when he's healthy. I think guys are going to step up. I do think Trey Pipkins is going to step up. I think Mekhi Becton's going to have a fantastic season. And I'm hopeful that Bradley Bozeman and Zion Johnson are able to turn it around because I thought both of them were just not very good last season. They both were top 10 in terms of pressures allowed at their position. Like, that's not going to cut it. That's not how you win a Super Bowl. So for Los Angeles, they have to understand one thing, and that's you got to come out aggressively. I expect Jim Harbaugh to go for it a ton in fourth down because the last time the Chargers played the Chiefs, they scored under 20 points. Like, you go back to when they traveled to Arrowhead week 14, they scored 17. And then at home in week 4, now, albeit very banged up Chargers team, we saw what happened to Herbert, but they put up 10 points. It's a much different team, though. That's the thing, is the difference between the Chargers now versus then is that they have the ability to run the fleek and did confirm that he is going to play on Friday. The good news about Harris is that his eye injury didn't actually affect his vision, which is massive because he's a running back and you got to be able to see, obviously, to be productive. It's a very physical backfield. Last season, they had Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, and I honestly was pretty hopeful for that. But then when you look back on it, it was kind of a Band-Aid fix. It was sort of just try to get by. Now you pay Najee on that one-year deal, and then you use a first-round pick on Hampton. The Chargers look set. But, of course, the running back is only going to be as good as the offensive line is. And the Chargers, they want to run the ball, but will they be able to run the ball? That's going to be something to keep an eye on, especially against a team like the Chiefs that continues to dominate this division. I mean, Patrick Mahomes just does not lose in this division very, very often. So it's up to the Bolts to find a way. And Herbert, in the 8 games he's played against Mahomes, he's had a lead in that late. And he wasn't able to get the ball back, whether it be in the fourth quarter. No, Herbert, like literally the last time the Chargers played them, Herbert got into field goal range. They took the lead, and the defense just needed a stop, and they didn't get it. Go all the way back, of course, to Travis Kelce winning the game, working against Derwin James, things like that. So the Chargers need to have an answer for Travis Kelce in this game, and it seems like Kelce is sort of getting to that point in his career where Father Time is catching up. I mean, he's not the Travis Kelce he was in 2019, obviously. I mean, he's getting up there. So I think the Chargers are going to be able to capitalize on that as much. And the Chiefs' offensive line is really just as much of a question mark as the Chargers because I mentioned this in my video yesterday. But on their offensive line, they've got Jawan Taylor, Kingsley Sumataiya, and Josh Simmons. So they've got a rookie, in my opinion, like a right tackle that's not that good, and then like a second-year player playing left guard for them. So I think they could take full advantage of this. The Chiefs did lose some big-time pieces this offseason on their offensive line. Joe Tooney, the biggest one, going over to the Chicago Bears. So I think the Chargers front will be able to get to Mahomes because that's the only way to beat the Chiefs is to keep Mahomes pressured the entire night. There was a play specifically, I don't know how I remember it. It's not in the clips, but when you guys saw at the beginning of the video, but there's this play that I can't stop thinking about. And it was a 3rd and long, and Mahomes was able to evade the pressure, kind of step up and find one of his receivers for the first down. If that hadn't happened, the Chargers win that game. And, who knows if the season would have changed. Like, if the Chargers had beaten the Chiefs in that game, I don't know if it would have changed the season. But how could it have made them worse? It would have given them a lot more confidence. It feels like a must-win game. Like, when you say must-win, you typically think of a playoff game because you literally have to win. But I don't see the Chargers being able to lose this game and then having a successful season. And no, I don't mean making the playoffs. Like, yeah, they'll still make the playoffs, but they've got to make a statement. I mean, the Chargers have been getting their asses kicked by the Chiefs every single season to this point since Patrick Mahomes took over. Justin Herbert, he's going to have to make that winning play. He's done enough to be able to beat the Chiefs, but he needs to do even more. And he's got the talent. There's no excuse for Herbert. Last season, I don't think the Chargers had enough talent to be able to compete, win that game, which is cool and all, but the Chargers never had a real chance. They just weren't as balanced of a team as they need to be. But this time around, they completely are. Defensive side of the ball, it's essentially the same unit. It's just the defensive line is different. Like Deshaun Hand and a couple of these boys are new. Dante Jackson is going to be starting one of those outside cornerback positions. The safeties all remain the same. Of course, you still got Cam Hart. But the biggest difference is offensively is two new running backs. Keenan Allen's back. You draft Trey Harris in the second round. You draft Keandre Lambert Smith in the fifth round, of course. You go and you bring in Tyler Conklin, Rodney Gadsden. I know a lot of you guys as well want to see some of these rookies play, and I'm right there with you. Oh, Naquan Jones, by the way, is another new name. Marlo Wax. Like, you guys want to see these rookies play. I don't necessarily think they're ready. Caleb Murphy is another guy to keep an eye on, of course. I think, or not Caleb Murphy. Yeah, Caleb Murphy. Dude, I clicked on his profile and it says offensive line. I was like, that's not right. That's ESPN. But yeah, Caleb Murphy, he's more of a special teams guy right now. But he's definitely a player who I think can make a big time play in this game. Like, there's several players that if they just make that extra effort, it can change a game. Special teams is probably going to decide this game. I think Herbert's probably going to get Cameron Dicker in a field goal range to try to win this game. And we've seen the Chiefs be very adept at their stunts and being able to affect a kick and be able to block it. They did it against Denver. So the Chargers, they've just gotta make that play. Like, it's a third and long. Okay, get off the field. If you're in a third down, you got to convert it. And I think this is the year that the Chargers get it done, man, because they've fallen short time and time again since I've been a fan of them. And I'm kind of sick of it. I'm really sick of it. And I've always trusted them. Even after losing to the Texans, I didn't give up on the Chargers. I kept making videos and kept believing in them. And it's all going to be worth it this season. You see the work they've put in. I believe in this roster. I especially believe in Jim Harbaugh. And I'm glad he, of course, came back to the NFL. And I've got him winning Coach of the Year. So, yeah, I'm smashing that line for sure. But I don't think I'll make a video tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, if I wake up and I'm even more anxious than I am now, which I find hard to believe because I'm extremely anxious. I'm not even on the field, and I feel like I'm suiting up tomorrow night, just watching it from my room. But if I do feel that way, I'll make a video because it's always fun, talk Charger football. But yeah, I probably won't make a video tomorrow. You guys will probably hear from me Friday after the game, and we will do film breakdowns. Even if the Chargers lose, we will be doing daily film breakdowns. And I can't wait. It's going to be a very fun season. Go Bolts. I'll leave it at that, guys. Peace. Have a great rest of your night.